Hey there YouTube, welcome back to my first video of 2021, and what a great year it's been so far. I've got to say, it doesn't look as if it's going to be a particularly amazing year right the way through again, to tell the truth. But we're still here, we're still painting, and of course Bobo's still here. Hey, right where I'm going to film in a second, of course, in typical style. Anyway, I finished another battalion of foot guards, and also I completed a couple more artillery officers, which are going to be sort of stuck in with my divisional artillery. So I'll just give you, it's not going to be a particularly long video. I was thinking about doing a massive waffle, but I decided not to. So it'll probably be the usual sort of 10-15 minute video. Show you these guys, and then we'll call it a day. So get down to the workbench and I'll show you what I've been up to the last couple of weeks. Catch you in a second. Hey there YouTube, welcome back to the workbench. And before you we have the next battalion of foot guards that I completed not yesterday but the day before, I believe. I did actually try and film this video yesterday, but the light was so poor that I just was not happy, and to tell you the truth, it's only a fraction better than it was yesterday today, so I'm going out on a whim and trying to get this done. So these guys are front rank, with a few of my spare elite miniatures guys mixed in because they're in a similar sort of position. Of course, one of them was because you get two drummers in this particular pack. I think it's like, I can't remember what it's called, but it's like a 24-man battalion pack. Goes for about just under £30, I think. So I suppose you could say that's not particularly cheap. Certainly not as good a value as the 36-man, but still pretty good to have a complete unit, all but one figure. And I suppose if you really wanted to, you could use two drums, but I don't think two drums is particularly an efficient way for a 24-man battalion. I mean, I suppose if it was a 36 you could get away with having two drums, but it's not for me in a 24. So I was happy to have the extra elite guys that I could just throw in. So we're going to start with the Grenadier Company. I'll give you the blurb actually first. So these guys are the 2nd Battalion 1st Foot Guards, and they're led by a Major H. Askew. And here we go with the Grenadier Company. So as you can see, this guy here is an elite, and like I say, a very similar position, but just slightly different leg position, and the musket at a slightly higher angle, which is actually a lot better for basing, which was the original reason why I decided to add a few more figures in. But they're actually not too bad, to tell the truth. I mean, I did make a little bit of a mistake on this base, and the fact that this guy's just a little bit too far forward. I could have stuck him back a couple of millimetres, and he would have soldered in with the base in front a little bit better. But yeah, painted up really well. Of course, front rank guys are always a joy to paint. Nice and clean backpacks, nothing hanging off them. Nice to have only a little bit of their bayonet showing. The muskets were nice and easy to paint. They, no worries of overpainting the figure when you're painting the muskets. And of course the muskets are far enough away so that you can get in on the faces well. But I suppose one of the downsides to this particular battalion is that they're more or less all in the same position. I mean, there's a few differences, but they're all more or less the same, which I suppose could be a little bit of a downside. Let's go for the next company, the Rear Centre Company. Again, we have a front rank here, not a front rank, sorry, I mean an elite miniature. And we can see that we'll have a guy's painted his unit crest on there, on the back of his backpack. Next up, the light company. Their green plumes. Of course, you must be getting pretty fed up of me just showing you British infantry all the time. But it's I'm basically focusing on these guys because I'm getting close to finishing them, and everything else is being held up. And I mean, theoretically, I should have finished my guards battalion, my guards division, a long time ago. But I'm still waiting for those two warlord guns. And the whole point of me ordering them in the first place was just to have some different, not only different sculpt of figures, but also to make them look a little bit different as well, because they're meant to be like a marine auxiliary battery, and they, even though they wear the same uniforms, and there's no real way of telling which is marines and which are normal guard artillery. I wanted to be able to differentiate them myself, which was the idea. Is I'll throw in a couple of warlord guns, because they'll obviously they'll scale up okay, but also the sort of the different sculpts will make them stand out. And 3 months later, still waiting for them. But yeah, that's the light company. Nothing super special about them, but it turned out okay. I did like a 3-stage red process on these guys, where normally I use a 2-stage, but I did use black undercoats for these guys, which probably warranted that. So here we have the drummer stand with the one unique line figure, being this guy without Shaco, who I do actually quite like. The drummer, of course, and 2 troopers in the back. Of course, there we have another unit insignia painted onto the drummer's backpack. I'll go for the NCO stand next. Here we have a unique posed NCO. I've never actually had this guy before. Quite like it actually. One main difference being that his pole arm's a lot thinner than you would usually see from front rank, which could denote that perhaps these guys are slightly older sculpts. Again, we have a couple of elite miniature guys at the back. And yeah, like I say, I do like this sergeant. I think he's in a great position. Of course, his sergeant stripes there, nice and crisp, standing out. And just plain backpacks for those guys. And then finally, the command stand and the colours. So here we have the colours. I believe these guys, again, I've got because these flags are from GMB, they seem to like giving the Lieutenant Colonel's colours, which I believe these guys are. I could be wrong, but I haven't double checked. So, but assuming they have all so far, it wouldn't surprise me if these are too. And the officers, rather odd-looking commanding officer here. I did give him an extra epaulet. But again, perhaps this shows that this particular range are slightly older sculpts. Rather odd-looking ensign carrying the regimental colours, with an old-fashioned long coat and a bit of a fugly face. And then we have the King's Colour guy, who is up to normal standards front rank, and also the lieutenant, again, or the lieutenant, again up to standards for front rank. I quite like his position actually. And yeah, that's the end of that division. So nice to have another battalion of guards done, and again, like I say, just one more to do, along with the divisional commander, and they are completed. which will be great. So that is those. Now, I was going to do them in a separate video, but I think I'll just throw them in on this one. The 2 extra artillery officers that I had left over from the artillery pack. I found uses for them. The first being the commanding officer of the A company battery, which of course is the Royal Foot Artillery battery, and this guy is Captain Sandham, I think. Santon. Quite a nice figure, holding his telescope there. He's got his long coat on, which is quite nice. Normally you don't see British sort of like mounted colonels and stuff wearing their long coats, so quite nice to have this guy wearing one for a change. Then we have the brigade commander for those guys. Well, I suppose you could say divisional commander, because it's kind of a bit odd being artillery that they've got an actual brigade commander, but I guess this is the head honcho, and his name is Lieutenant Colonel Ade, Adye. Quite a nice figure, this one. Looking for his telescope, he's got the double shoulder pauldrons, the bullion shoulder pauldrons, to show that he's Lieutenant Colonel. Yeah, I think he's quite a nice figure, and I'm glad to have made full use of that particular artillery pack now as well. So yeah, that's it. Hope you enjoyed it. Little bit of a what's next on the workbench? Let's just bring the stuff in. Again, we're going for small things. I'm at that sort of point where the only thing that I've got in reserve as far as like infantry or cavalry goes is my lifeguards, and I'm not quite ready to do those guys yet. I do have to get in. Funnily enough, it's mostly cavalry, strangely enough. I've got a unit of French dragoons to do. I've got my last unit of light dragoons to do, which I'm going to get from Perry's. And of course, the French dragoons to finish off my French cavalry division, which I'm still kind of looking around. I want to try and get metal if I can. The actual division itself is literally just made up of 4 regiments of cavalry, 2 cuirassiers and 2 dragoons. Now obviously the dragoons are plastic, my original first unit, so I thought, well, for a second unit, because these guys, one of the things I wanted to do when I started this project was try and make as much of it as possible metal. I thought, oh, I'm sure one company must do some late dragoons in metal, but surprisingly enough, there doesn't seem to be many at all. And I think my only choice is, if I want to get metal, is front rank. And to tell the truth, I don't really want to spend sort of £40 on a unit of cavalry. So I might end up having to get another box of plastics for those, but we'll see. There's plenty of time for me to fully decide that. As far as the next guards unit go, again, I'm in a little bit of a dilemma. I don't know what to get for those guys. I don't really want to get one of these small battalion packs from front rank, because I don't like their positions. I know that if I get a different position to these, which is either charging or firing, they're going to be basically too long for the stands. They're going to be really difficult to try and to base up. I don't really want that bother. Firing, I mean, as much as I like the idea of having a battalion and firing line, again, they don't really match up well when it comes to forming different formations. So again, I want to try and avoid that if possible, so I'm kind of left with either getting a bigger battalion pack of front rank, or perhaps going to Perry's. Again, I haven't decided. I'll have to decide in time. And the final thing, of course, the light dragoons for the British. I have actually decided to get those from Perry's at some point, but the ones that are charging rather than standing still. So yeah, that's all the stuff that's kind of going on at the moment. Yes, that's about it, I guess. So I just wanted to say a big thank you to a couple of more subscribers that have joined up. I'm slowly sort of heading towards 380 now. Like I say, you know, I'm not really doing this to get viewers in, but at the same time, I think I've mentioned it before that I have a friend who has a Blu-ray channel, and he's always boasting about his subscribers, and I just you know, and sort of saying, oh, you're just a figure painting channel, you'll never get any decent number of subscribers, and I would like to you know, eventually overtake him and prove him wrong. So that's my sort of my channel motivation at the moment. I think he's like roughly 100 ahead of me, or just under. So it would be nice to at some point overtake him and show that you know, that sometimes a lowly small channel can actually get a decent amount of support in. Yeah, so that's it. I hope you enjoyed it. Probably be back in, I reckon these guys will probably take me probably about a week, I reckon, because like I say, I'm not really able to throw in the full power of my painting schedules at the moment because of a certain four-legged beast. I was trying to think if I've picked anything up. I did pick up this. It's a rather odd purchase and completely unrelated to Napoleonics, but I picked up a pack of it's basically a Huey crew from the assault group, and originally what I was going to do with them was put them into as pilots into my sort of core space shuttle, but then as they sort of came, I guess they're sort of true 28mm, and the figures for front rank core space are actually about 32mm-ish. So the guys look a little bit small in the pilot seats, so it didn't quite work out as good an investment as I thought it was going to. But at the same time, I do love having pilot figures around, and I'm sure they'll come in handy if I ever decide to pick up a Huey, because I do have a little bit of a love for Hueys. So. And whenever I do pick up a model kit, I do like to have pilots in them. I'm not one of those guys that likes making models without any pilots in. So basically in this pack you get the 2 pilots, the 2 gunners, 2 door gunners. Great set of figures, to tell the truth. And then you also get the mounts, the door mounts with the ammo belts and the tin can to help with the feed, and of course the 2 60s for the doors. So yeah, nice little set there. Like I say, not quite Napoleonic, and unfortunately the reason that I got them was kind of a bit of a fail. But yeah, nice figures to just throw into the mountain until I decide exactly what I'm going to do with them. But yeah, okay, that's the end, and I'll catch you in the next one. So until then, catch you all later. Bye bye.